Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful week. Like always, I'm continuing with my Michael Jackson discography journey, and we're still in his bad era from the year 1987. Now, in my prior Michael Jackson video, I did listen to his bad album for the very first time, and just like any other Michael Jackson video and album, I had a lot of fun listening to that album. So this is now part two. We're gonna jump ahead 25 years to the year 2012 when Bad was re-released to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Bad. Now, this is a CD filled with a whole bunch of goodies and treats, previously unreleased songs, which I will be listening to in this video. It says here that Bad 25 contains demo recordings recorded during the Bad era, with the deluxe edition also containing a live CD and DVD of Live at Wembley, July 16th, 1988, and Jackson's performance at Wembley Stadium during his Bad World Tour. And it also says to implement a new Live for Now campaign, Pepsi promoted the 25th anniversary of Bad by printing 1 billion Pepsi cans with a photo of Jackson from the Smooth Criminal video. Aw, well, that was nice of Pepsi. I will say though, I have never seen Michael Jackson in concert. I've never seen a video of him in concert before. So this DVD of him live at Wembley on July 16th, 1988 is awfully enticing. I would love to watch some of his world tour performances one day on this channel. I think that would be a lot of fun. Now, there are 8 songs that I will be listening to in this video, previously unreleased songs up until the year 2012. And in total, the running time will be about 35 minutes. Now, it does say here that all 8 of the songs were recorded during the 1986 to 1987 Bad sessions. So you know what? We're just gonna jump into track number 1 right now because honestly, I can't wait any longer. So track number 1, Don't Be Messin' Round. Alrighty, that was track number 1, Don't Be Messin' Round, and I actually really enjoyed this track. I loved the production, and I would definitely listen to this song again. It's really catchy too. It does get stuck in your head. It's a little bit of an earworm, and I really enjoyed myself. I do personally think, though, this track isn't as good as a lot of the songs from his Bad album, so I'm not really disappointed that this song wasn't included on Bad. This does sound like a bonus track. It sounds like a deluxe edition track that would have been released at the end of an album, part of a deluxe edition. I guess what I'm trying to say is that, in my opinion, it does kind of sound like a B-side. It does say here that the song was initially recorded for the Bad album, but was never finished and was left off the album. And it's reported that apparently Michael revisited the track for his 8th and 9th albums, Dangerous and History, but the song again was abandoned from both. I just really enjoyed the production on this song. I thought it was a lot of fun. And there really isn't anything interesting to talk about when it comes to the lyrics. He's just saying, "So I said, let's groove right on the floor. She said to keep your mind on dancing. Won't be no romancing. Lord, no, don't mess around with me." So don't be messing around. So now let's move on to track number 2, I'm So Blue.
So all alone.
I like. Oh my god, that song just made me wet. I shouldn't have said that, but oh my god, I love the harmonica. I adore this song so much. I adore everything about this song. The production, the melody, the instruments, the vocals, the lyrics, everything. I overall just really enjoy this song. She told me she'd given me a lifetime love, so guaranteed, but she left me for another man. And I'm singing, cried helplessly, but I'll keep singing. Come on, set me free. There we were, as cold as ice, asking me to love you and offering me your ring. There you are, I walk alone, telling me to love you. I wonder if this song is about a real life experience. Maybe this actually happened to him. Or maybe it's just a story he's telling. I don't know. I don't know about you, but I just love the harmonica so much. I know I say this about almost every instrument, like the saxophone and the piano and the violin. I just love music so much. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. I just love music. Music is just such a beautiful thing, isn't it? Okay. Now let's move on to track number 3, Song Groove, aka Abortion Papers. Alrighty, that was track number 3, Saw Groove, aka Abortion Papers, and this was a very powerful song. Lyrically, and just listening to his voice, it was very raw and emotional. You could tell just listening to his vocals. Those abortion papers signed in your name against the word of God. Those abortion papers, think about life. I'd like to have my child. Those abortion papers. I'd like to have my child. After listening to this song, I came to the realization I actually don't really know Michael Jackson's political and religious beliefs. But after listening to this song, I imagine he is pro-life. It does say here that Jackson reportedly remained a practicing Jehovah's Witness into adulthood, but unconfirmed reports claimed he left the religion during the late 1980s. So it would have been around this time, 1987, I guess. Writers covering Jackson's death on the Jehovah's Witness website described him as a former Jehovah's Witness. It does say here that Michael Jackson was raised Christian and his mother was a devout Jehovah's Witness. They don't celebrate any holidays, even birthdays and Christmas, and they believe that they will see each other in the afterlife. Michael was a devout Jehovah's Witness up until 1987, so the year Bad came out, when he made the decision to leave because the elders would not approve the use of a gun in his short film for Smooth criminal. And despite the fact that Michael did not have any direct affiliation with a particular religion after 1987, he had a strong Christian belief system in place. He wouldn't curse during his lifetime, at least not in public. And it also says that Michael thanked God first in all of his acceptance speeches. I'm sorry if you don't find this interesting, but I'm finding it really interesting because this is Michael Jackson's life. It's an aspect of his life that I didn't know about. And it also says that in a 1983 interview, he explains that he does not write his music. He says that he is just a vessel that God and or the universe works through. Oh. I feel like it's really important for me to know this stuff, especially going forward with his later albums through the 90s and so on and so forth. For me, this is really important to know. So if you guys know any extra tidbits of information about Michael's life, just leave a comment. It could be anything about his life, even when he was a kid, any age, his political beliefs, his religious beliefs, just anything. I imagine there's a lot of you watching right now who are Michael historians who know a lot more than me or what the internet could tell me. I really did enjoy listening to the Song Groove, aka Abortion Papers. I liked how emotional it was and the lyrics. I liked the meaning behind the song. It probably won't be a song I'll listen to again because of the subject matter. I mean, this doesn't really make me feel good, and I don't really see myself going back to this song. Again, I might occasionally, but I did like listening to it for the first time. So now let's move on to track number 4, Free. Alrighty, and that was track number 4, Free, and this was a nice song to listen to, but at the same time, I can't help but feel a little, I don't want to say I feel bad for Michael, but this song does break my heart just a little bit, just from reading the lyrics. He's saying he just wants to be free. Free, free like the wind blows, to fly away just like a sparrow, the feel of letting my hair blow, to take my time wherever I go. I mean, at this time in 1986 to 1987, he was the most famous man in the world, maybe even the most famous person in the world, and just being recognized wherever he went, and I imagine he must have felt like a caged bird many times. He just wanted to fly away. He just wanted to go somewhere and to be free. He just wanted to go wherever he wanted to. He's also singing about someone else in this part of the song where he says, "You're the one that I adore. Just kiss me once. I want to know you. Feel the vibe that I can feel in mine. If you are the one for me, just tell me twice and I will see." Or maybe he's not singing about an actual person. Maybe the person in the song is a metaphor for freedom. So when he says, "You're the one that I adore," he adores freedom. He adores the sparrows and he adores the wind blowing through his hair. Just kiss me once, I want to know you. So I want to know freedom. I want to know what it's like to be free. I mean, I could be reaching, but that's kind of what I'm picking up from the song. I did enjoy the song. I just don't know if I would listen to this song all the time. I probably wouldn't. I like the meaning behind the song. So speaking of wanting to be free, we're now going to move on to track number 5, Price of Fame. Alrighty, that was track number 5, Price of Fame, and Free, track number 4, was a really great segue into track number 5, Price of Fame, because we just talked about him wanting to feel free, and one of the prices of fame, especially when you're as famous as Michael Jackson, is that you have little privacy and you can't really go anywhere without someone knowing, and you can't really do anything without someone knowing, and that's a price of fame. I really love the stories that he is sharing with me on this album lyrically. It's a very consistent album, and I feel like I'm learning so much about him. It's almost like I'm having a conversation with him. I wore a face no one could recognize in disguise. Someone called out my name. They thought of taking pictures, autographs. Then they grab. My joy had turned to pain. I really like this lyric here. My father always told me you won't live a quiet life. If you're reaching for fortune and fame, I feel the pressure setting in. I'm living just to win. You pay the price of fame, so don't you ever complain. There are so many people who do glamorize being famous and being a celebrity, but I feel like there's different tiers of being famous. I mean, there's Instagram famous, which you're not really famous at all, to be honest with you. If you are, big on Instagram, no offense, but you are in no league when it comes to someone like Michael Jackson and his fame. There's Michael Jackson fame, Princess Diana fame, Kim Kardashian fame, and then there's like movie star fame, regular musician fame. I don't know, I feel like there's just different tiers of fame. There's the A-list celebrities and the B-list and the C-list and the D-list. I feel like there's a list even higher than the A-list. I feel like there's I don't know, I just feel like there's the ultimate list. The list where you can't get any further. That's where the Michael Jacksons and the Princess Dianas of the world and Kim Kardashians are. And then there's the A-list, and then the B-list, and the C-list, and then the D-list, and the Z-list, and then the trash list. And Michael Jackson is making me realize that fame and fortune isn't everything what people make it out to be. It's not so glamorous all the time, and I feel like that's a common misconception. People just want to have a glamorous life where everybody knows who they are and they want the money, they want to be known, but people also don't think about the sacrifice you also have to make when you live that life. I am curious to know if Michael Jackson was groomed from a very early age to be famous by his parents. It says here that the relationship between Joe Jackson, his father, and Michael was a complicated one. Before Michael's death in 2009, he had often spoken about how his father had abused him, both verbally and physically, when he was growing up. Joe denied any abuse over years, but later said that he had hit his children with a strap. I feel like I could keep going on and on and on about that, but I won't because we do have an album to listen to. But there's so much about his life that I'm just so fascinated about. If there's any good Michael Jackson books out there detailing his life, I would love to read one of them. I also really like this lyric here. He says, I'd like to take some time and get away. Then they'll say, is that boy still alive? I like to take some time and get away. And this goes back to track number 4 where he says he wants to be free. I wonder if Michael Jackson ever wanted to give up everything and just live a normal life. If he could even live a normal life, I wonder if he was pressured to keep going, or maybe he was addicted to fame and fortune. Just sign your name on the dotted line, you'll be fine. That always bothers me. I am enjoying these songs so far on this 25th anniversary re-release of Bad. They're not making me feel the greatest. I mean, they're not making me want to dance. These aren't typical pop songs you listen to have fun to, like songs from his Bad album and Thriller album. If you want to learn more about Michael's life and what he was going through and what he was thinking, these are the songs to listen to. I feel like these songs are more so about the lyrics than the actual production and melodies. I don't know, that's my opinion. My favorite part of these songs so far are the lyrics and the stories. So now let's move on to track number 6, Al Capone. Okay, that was track number 6, Al Capone, and I liked the song. It's not one of my favorites out of all the songs I've listened to already. It definitely sounds like a song that could have been a part of his bad album. It has that aesthetic. It does sound like other Michael Jackson songs, though. So I think that's why I'm not the biggest fan of this track because there are so many other great songs off of his bad album. And this one kind of, I don't know, it just sounds like other Michael Jackson songs I've heard already. It does kind of remind me of Smooth Criminal. The production, of course, is a highlight. This is just a very classic sounding Michael Jackson song when it comes to the production and his voice. I actually listened to the song for a couple more minutes and it is growing on me. I do like the song, but I don't know, I just feel like I've heard this sort of song already from Michael Jackson. So now let's move on to track number 7, Streetwalker. Alrighty, that was track number 7, Streetwalker. Yes, yes, yes. I loved this song so much. I loved the rock influence, and this song definitely should have been on his bad album. I had a lot of fun. This is probably my favorite song out of all the songs so far when it comes to just the production, and it made me feel good. Lyrically, it's not one of my favorite songs, obviously, because there's a lot of other songs on the album that are better lyrically. But I just had a lot of fun listening to this song. What I love about this album so far, and also so many of his other songs, not just from this album, but other albums he's put out, is that he is the sole songwriter on all these songs. There aren't any co-writers. It's so refreshing to see that, especially in this day and age where so many songs have like 8 co-writers and the only thing the artist is singing in the song is the same lyrics. They're just repeating themselves. So you ask yourself, why are there 8 co-writers on this song? It's just the same repetition over and over again. And you have a song like this and so many of the other songs on the album, and Michael was the only songwriter. I will definitely be going back to this song in the future many times. Track number 7, Streetwalker. I really enjoyed it. So we have come to the end of this special edition 25th anniversary re-release of Bad, and we will be listening to track number 8, Fly Away. Baby don't make me, baby don't make me. That's really catchy. Okay, that was track number 8, Fly Away, and I liked this track. I did. I actually really liked it, and I would probably go back to this track. It's not one of my favorites out of the 8 tracks I listened to, but I did enjoy it. And once again, he is singing about flying away and being free, and this is one of the themes of the album that I've come to realize. He's saying, um, and together we'll fly. I'll give you my heart, and no place too far for us. We don't need. Baby, don't make me fly away. Gonna stay. Love today. Baby, don't make me fly away. He wants to stay. He wants to love today. So don't make him fly away. I really enjoyed all 8 of these tracks on this anniversary edition of Bad. And it's great. I feel like these 8 songs could have been an album on its own. Could have been, I don't know, Bad Part 2. Not just a 25th anniversary re-release. This could have been an actual album, in my opinion. A very short 8-track album, and I liked it. I don't like it as much as Bad, obviously, but I feel like, in essence, it captures what Bad was, and he deals with and he sings about serious subject matter on this album, like abortion, and it's a very personal album. I'm gonna keep calling it an album because I feel like this is an album. It's a great follow-up to Bad. So these 8 tracks, he does sing about fame and the struggles of fame and wanting to be free, and I feel like I had a conversation with him. I definitely learned a lot more about him and his personal life, and I loved the production on these 8 tracks. It's very classic Michael Jackson, and I enjoyed it. He sounds great, of course, like always, and his songwriting is just marvelous. He just seems like such a caring person, and I think I touched on this in my prior Michael Jackson video for Bad. He just seems like a very sensitive, caring human being, a very loving person. He just seems like the type of person who has a lot of love to give, but he doesn't receive the same love back. He receives the same love in the sense that people love him for his fame and money because he's Michael Jackson, but he has so much genuine love to give to so many people that I just get the impression he doesn't receive the same genuine love back. I also get the sense that he's lonely, which is quite ironic because he's surrounded by so many people every day, but those people are around him for different reasons. Obviously, there are people in his life and people he surrounds himself with who genuinely love him. And I guess that's another price of fame, is that you do experience a lot of loneliness because you don't know what people's true intentions are. Do they just want to be around you for your money, for clout, for fame? Who fucking knows? Just like any other Michael Jackson album, I feel like I could keep talking about this album and the songs, but I think I will stop there. Like always, if you have anything to share with me when it comes to Michael Jackson's life at this time, or anything Michael Jackson related, anything to do with this 25th anniversary re-release, anything I talked about in the video, like his religion and his dad, his family, his growing up, anything, just leave a comment and let me know. So now that we're officially done the Bad era, we're gonna move on to his next album in my next Michael Jackson video. We'll be jumping ahead to the year 1991 when he released his 8th studio album called Dangerous, which is also, just like Bad, one of the best-selling albums of all time, selling more than 30 million copies. I am extremely excited to listen to this album, more so than his prior 2 albums. I was really excited to listen to his prior 2 albums, but for some reason, I'm just really excited to see where he goes with his music on this album. 4 years after Bad, what sort of things is he gonna talk about? And I don't think I've heard any of the songs off this album before. I know I heard one. I'm kind of scrolling down to look at the track list. I do recall hearing Black or White. So we'll get more into the album when I actually do the video. So Thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me, you can tell me other artists I should check out. I'm open to any artists from any decade. You can find me on Apple Music, you can check out my playlist, and so on and so forth. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.